Hello. Oh, today is an eclipse. Right now it's the 12th. Hopefully I can get this up today as well so that we can all bond, trauma bond. Um, no, it's intense. Like I've been feeling these days so intensely. The last video that I made, I think was on or was the day after the Lionsgate. And today I was just kind of like laying here like, oh, I can't move. And a lot of it's circumstances, but um, those are the manifestations of these things happening. So, anyway, let me know in the comments if you're feeling this today. So if you watched my last two videos, I kind of talked about how like I'm gonna return, I think, in more of this style of video. A little bit different. I'm gonna talk about that. But at the same time, I just kind of realized how much I love this style of video and love showing up consistently, and like your comments really helped me process that as well. And we will get more into storytelling eventually, maybe one day, maybe not. Who knows? So I hope that this at least gives you permission to, it's okay to change your mind. It's okay to try new things. It's okay to realize that like you maybe don't have the capacity for something that you thought you wanted or that you were going to explore, but I saw this video and like randomly this was one of those things, like one of those bits of confirmation. I think I saw this video. I don't think I can share it on here because of copyright, but like I would love to share a little clip. I put it on my story on Instagram. But this girl had made a video saying like Araya, mentee, um, you really inspired me, or like something that was like the title of the YouTube video. And the whole video was like in honor of my videos and of what I was sharing. And she had said like she really liked my videos because it they were like video diaries of the journey. And that really just solidified something for me. I think something of what I was trying to figure out, like what am I doing here? Because there's certain styles of spiritual videos that I think I just don't, maybe this is it. We're on to something here. My Aries is just, oh, the eclipse, there's just something in me that I just feel like I'm going to like explode. But yeah, that just clicked for me. Sorry. There's something about these spiritual videos that just feel manipulative recently, and I don't know exactly what that is. Like I don't really ever want to feel manipulative with spiritual videos, and like a lot of my videos are related to spirituality. But I don't know, I think the more that I was watching some of them, I just saw whether the person is consciously choosing to like say what they think is going to perform well or not, or like it was something through them or whatever. It just didn't feel like authenticity. And I think the thing that feels most like authenticity that I ever observe in other people is when they are sharing their story. And I think that's why I was feeling so pulled to like show more of the day to day of whatever this journey is as it unfolds. But again, like I thought it was going to be more of a different style of video, but then I just like shut down because I didn't have the capacity. But hearing her say that these were like video diary entries, I was like, oh, I love that. I should do that, even though she was saying I do that. Uh, it just gave me a lot of clarity, and it made me realize like what I what I want to do and what I want to like try and show up as here. So anyway, the video diary entry today is that my cousin arrives in 2 days, and I'm so excited about that. Yesterday, I made this video, which I will also put as a short, a YouTube short on here, but it's on my Instagram and TikTok. Just kind of like telling the story of the last 3 years, and I've probably watched it back. Like it took all day to make the video, even though it's only 3 minutes long. But I watched it probably I want to say like 50 times. Like I've just been watching it on repeat, processing what the hell just happened for the last 3 years. it's been so much. It's been so much. It's been so beautiful. Like I feel like the luckiest person in the entire world that I've been able to have these life experiences of leaving my beautiful life in California, getting to Lake Como, integrating there, kind of like realizing what the heck I just did, and then Switzerland, starting the YouTube channel, really going all in on that, and then going and getting the van in France, and then going to Portugal, and then finding the farm in Italy, and then going to Italy, and then rescuing Ladybug with you guys, and then Ladybug getting pregnant, and we rescued all the other horses from the guy in the mafia, and then Lady losing her babies, and then Lady trampling me when I was doing her PT, and then getting injured, and then like being stranded in my little round pen there for a while, and then changing my plan of going to Norway because I couldn't really walk and I had Aslan as a puppy, so I went to Ireland, and then getting stuck in Ireland for 5 months and no one being able to fix the van, and then me trying to fix the van while living in a hay barn, and then not moving, but going to Portugal to do what I had been trying to do for 2 years, just develop this app NŌVÉ, which is live in Apple and Android and linked in my bio. But I say that all the time like that at the end of short form videos. So I feel like I'm like a robot when I say it. But it is my app for subconscious reprogramming using your own voice, which changed my whole life. And I'm so excited about it. It's been like the most incredible thing ever, watching it go live and like seeing the feedback that people have been giving me. Let me put some here. So yeah, some beautiful feedback just today actually that I saw, that it's making a huge difference in people's lives, and I knew it would because it's like such a powerful method. I realized the other day I looked up, does the CIA use the method of using your own voice to reprogram your mind? And they do. Randomly. They have their subject, which it seemed like their enemy, but their subject listened to their own voice saying a story while they're sleeping to literally change their brain and their beliefs. Like wild. So you can do that for good, and you can do that for your dream life. And you can do it during the day as well. The app has the ability to make your sleep NŌVÉ, and also while you're awake, you get to listen to beautiful story times and NŌVÉs and pep talks in your chosen timeline. And I just introduced a new voice model. So if you have a non-native speaking, native English speaking accent, like if you have an Italian accent when you speak English, because the app is just in English right now, the accent should be honored now. Before it was just native English speaking that it really worked with. So go try it out if you feel called to it. But anyway, just looking back on that journey, I'm like, holy shit. Like, no wonder I'm like paralyzed laying here, not putting that out there, but like laying here and just kind of like as we're going through the eclipse and going through the 8-8 and everything, and I'm like I want to manifest. I want to feel, all the good feelings and everything, and I'm just like a blob. I'm like, of course. I'm getting like birthed through this little birthing canal of finally, you know, kind of stepping out of not like this nomadic lifestyle, but stepping out of like what it was. It has been so much more of a trust fall for 3 years, and now it feels like it's about to become way more intentional. However that looks, I'm still not quite sure, but I do think that I will be going to Italy soon, like very, very soon. I think I will see Ladybug very, very soon, maybe in the next 2 weeks or week. So wild. Yeah, there's a lot on the horizon, and so I can feel that, even though I'm in this really beautiful, calm place right now where it feels like not much is happening. My body, this is what happens, and this is why I got sick so many times. Every single time I've left the country, I don't know if you guys have noticed this, I've definitely shared about it, but every time I've been about to leave a country, like, I spend 3 months, 6 months, whatever, in a country, about to leave, I always get sick. And so I got sick right before I left the last campsite here, and then right now I just feel this physical thing of not like the mold symptoms or anything, but like just just like uh, I don't know how to explain it. It feels like being in freeze, or not so much fight or flight, a little bit of fight or flight, but a lot of being in freeze. So I sat here, listened to some NŌVÉs, did a Wim Hof breath work, pulled me out of it. But still, it's like this strange feeling. that's kind of what happens when we're about to quantum leap. So we're about to quantum leap, we're about to ascend or whatever, and we get the ascension symptoms. And it consistently has happened for me. I remember being in Italy like right before I was in Rome, and I was about to go to Switzerland and like had deathly ill there. A deathly feeling illness there. Had to extend my trip because I couldn't even like get on the train, and I was with a friend who uh, is no longer a friend because of that experience because she left me there, which I miss a lot about her. But that's kind of what happens with travel and friendships is that a lot comes to the surface. And I've had this with other friends where a lot came to the surface while we traveled. I've shared a little bit about like going to Bali with my two girlfriends, whom I love, and they are like still two of my best girlfriends. But when we were in Bali, we nearly like killed each other. Like we could not stand each other. Specifically, my one friend, and it's funny because like my astrocartography has a Mars line through Bali, and then some other things that said like there will be interpersonal conflict and whatnot, and there wasn't really because of her lines and her patterns and her everything and mine there wasn't really like the ability to do conflict resolution, which I love doing. There, we tried, but it just like it was not going to happen. And so when we got back home, we were living together in California. It was like we got back into the energy of California where we vibe so well, and we were able to like go so deep in our healing together and really resolve that. And so like that had potential to resolve this other relationship. Sometimes I feel like it could have had potential to be resolved, but we never really got there. And like I love her, but yeah, it I don't think will ever repair, but I don't know. But I think that's important to share as well. It's like if you travel with friends or if you have traveled with friends, this is a normal thing that will happen is a lot comes up. So that's why they say like before you marry someone, you should go travel with them and see how you work through things in different energies. And I also share this because like Danielle coming here, like I'm not worried about it at all because we've been in each other's lives our whole life, my whole life. She's a little bit older than me, but yeah, we've been in Europe together before, and like I love her to death. I think we've been through many lifetimes together as well. Um, but I do think as well as like this lifestyle, as I watched my video back 5 million times over the last 24 hours, for whatever reason being called to do this lifestyle, I couldn't fulfill my earth mission if I just stayed in the familiar. And so like going into all these different energies, like every time I'm trying to like find the words for this. Every time I'm in a new country, I can feel the land. Let's make sure we're still recording. Yeah. I can feel the land and I can feel we're good. Um I can feel the land as if it has a personality. And I can feel the collective patterns and the pendulums and the history and the trapped souls. Like I can feel it all and I can see it all. And like that's why I think Ireland was so intense because especially like my ancestry is from there. I was like staying on our family farm that had been in our family for hundreds and hundreds of years. Like the castle there is like something that our family like fought for, and so I felt a lot of that. I felt, you know, my ancestors that passed away in the house that was on the farm. I never went in the house because it was super moldy or is super moldy, but I could feel all that there. Portugal has been so great because it's been the one country that has felt so light. Like the land here and the energy in the air, like it's been very light. Like it's not really good, it's not really bad. There's I think like when I look at like the Portuguese culture, there's different things that I feel in that. I can feel there's this tension in the Portuguese culture, which I've learned about as well from Portuguese people, but also felt into. Like there's this almost like resentment towards their culture, I guess, but within their culture from like the hierarchy of how things are. Like it's like a lot of family names are really important here, and if you don't have a family name, then it's, this is just my understanding, then you're not, prioritized the same. And Ireland actually had that a lot too. Ireland is very much about status and stuff. That's why they wouldn't work on my van, is like they were really weird about old vans. On the license plate there, it says the year. It doesn't do that in all the countries here, but it says the year of the vehicle. And if you have an old one, a lot of people and a lot of mechanics will be like, ugh. And so it's a lot of that. uh, but also what I've noticed here is like, because there's so many foreigners that come to Portugal to enjoy this beautiful international community here, a lot of expats, a lot of spiritual community, a lot of like health community, a lot of that. There's like the expat world, and then there's the foreigner, or not the foreigner, the native world, and then there's like a big conflict a lot of the times between the two, especially in the last village that I was in, because it, like, the expats came there and raised the prices and just have made it like very, very difficult for uh, native people to live there and afford the life there, in many different parts of Portugal too. And so I could feel that, but it didn't really affect me like other countries. Like being in Italy, being in Rome, when I felt that really strong sickness, that felt like spiritual warfare. That felt like being, because I was right next to the Vatican. I had just gone to the Vatican. The day that I went to the Vatican was the day that I got sick, and I was literally like crawling through the Vatican. I had to go lay on a bench while that friend was like walking around, and I was just laying there like, I feel kind of what I felt today actually. So this is why we're doing these video diaries, is so I can connect all these dots. But the way I was feeling laying here is how I felt when I was laying at the Vatican. It felt like something didn't want me to go. Something in me was trying to hold me here, but I knew I had to go, and I also knew that I had to like plant a seed. And when I planted the seed that I normally do, like, so this is kind of like being a grid worker, and I don't know like the way you're supposed to be a grid worker. I just have my own process of doing it that I've developed over the past few years. But when I planted my seed, which sounds weird, when I planted my seed here in Portugal, just intentionally through my mind, I felt a lot of love. I felt a lot of love. I felt a lot of acceptance. I could hear the land saying, I love you, thank you, um, like, you're welcome here, like, welcome home kind of thing. And that's why I've been so confused. Like, I was thinking Portugal was like home, because I've heard Portugal, like the land and like the entirety of it saying, this is your home, we love you. And I've never had another country really say it like that to me. But when I've done that like in Italy, or when I did that in Ireland, I could feel and see the darker energies not liking that. And that's what it felt like at the Vatican. It felt like I went there and did that, and not even intentionally. I think that like just part of my higher self has like a default setting of doing that as well. And it felt like a spiritual attack. And so sometimes I feel like this sickness and this body reaction that I get before I leave a country is kind of like that attack. Like, if you guys remember the story of leaving Ireland, the day that I tried to leave Ireland, it was like something would not let me leave Ireland. Like, for 5 months, something wouldn't let me leave. But the day that I was trying to leave, it, like, I got on the plane with the animals, and Aslan's crate was approved. It was the right size. It was like, I had talked to everyone. It was approved. They said, you can't get on the flight. You have to get off the flight. They took me off the flight right before we took off, which was just like so stressful. And then they had me wait all day and blah, blah, blah. I won't tell the whole story, but pretty much that entire day I didn't get on a flight. Uh, we waited for a flight, and then they were about to board, and they say, actually, we don't accept animals on this flight. I'm like, what the heck? And the next day, I used my free will, the most powerful thing that you have on earth, the most definite thing. I cleared all the energy. I said that none of this could affect me. I put up my energy boundaries and all that, and said nothing can hold me here. And then the next day was like perfectly smooth. It was like Groundhog Day, because it was the same exact flight, same exact scenario of getting there and everything, but it went perfectly. And so I think that's a really important thing to note as well. My phone is almost out of storage, so let me check again. We're good. Okay. whenever you are going through a change, whenever you are launching a new business, a new idea, whenever you are bringing more light to the world, make sure that you set your boundaries, your intentions, you do the clearings. Like Danielle coming here, I don't think she would mind me sharing this, but like she's going through a lot of change as well, and a lot of like just hard things in her life that are, you know, what most people would never even think that someone would go through. Like she's so strong and so incredible. And she also, like, this is just the most wild thing. She's fine, but she was just hit by a car on her bike. Her butt hurts, but like she quit her job and she was hit by a bike or by a car on her bike, and it's like this chaotic energy. And so I was telling her on the phone when she said that, I was like, we need to do like a massive energy clearing on you as well, just because like she's transforming, she's stepping into a new timeline, and like that energy around her is kind of like it seems and it looks like. And so I'm excited for her to be here so that we can do that together, and she can have that sense of peace in her reality as well, because we are such powerful beings. And I do feel very strongly that we have to really work with energy this way while we're on this spiritual path. And I think like that's been a big part of my experience in Portugal, is just seeing this side of reality more than ever. Like I already knew all this was a thing, but like just seeing how real, especially after that Ireland travel day, how real this stuff is, and how easy it is to clear it, but also how impactful and how real it is, like when you do a clearing. I think before this experience, you know, I do energy clearings, I would do like all that stuff before, and like full moon ceremonies and blah blah blah, and I don't think I really realized like how impactful it is on our human experience. So that's my video diary today. There, I'm a, what is it called, a generator in human design. Every time I say video diary, I get that So they're, I think generators are like 60% of the population. Like we're a lot of people are generators. But the way that we navigate the world best is listening to that gut feeling, which feels like an or an It'll feel like restriction when it's not meant for you, and it feel like expansion when it is meant for you. And when I say video diary, something in me is saying yes, like that was the missing piece. Like I don't just want to like try and create, you know, spiritual messages or personal development messages. I want to be able to look back on these videos when I'm older and like know what I was moving through at that time. And I feel like that is like what is also maybe helpful for you guys to hear as well. Like I want to provide value, but I also like want to be in my authenticity and like be as real as possible. And I don't think that I ever wasn't. I think that I'm navigating some things and going through a big change, and I'm super excited, and I'm also feeling like I'm in a burial, and that's just part of the process. And so I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you are new here. Leave a comment if you feel called to do so. If you don't know what to say, put a wolf emoji. We love wolves here. Big wolf energy. So excited to maybe take you to Italy soon and show you a bit of that journey of what is going to happen there. Um, If you want to sign up for NŌVÉ and try the free trial, it is linked in my description. And that is all that I have for you. I will see you in the next video. Bye.